The number one rule of content, it's simple, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong. The number one rule is definition. By definition, what content is what is in the container. Many people don't understand this. That's very likely why you're not crushing your content game yet. And I feel like I have a little bit of authority to speak on this because I have built a very solid community and have a substantial following. I have well over 1 million followers across platforms doing something that is not popular, saying things that people don't necessarily want to hear. I could very easily be doing skits. I could very easily be jumping on trends and doing viral stuff and explode. But the community that we have built, and we have built it over time, is one that is sane, is one where we can say things that go against the grain and still find ways to get people to listen to that. So I feel like I have some authority, I have some experience to be able to lend credence to my position and to my person when I tell you this. You need to understand this. Now listen, I see a lot of young creators, you turn on your camera and the first thing that you say is, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and it's your first video. It's your first video. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not just saying this to be funny. I'm saying this because you learned that in somewhere. You've heard people say it, you've heard others regurgitate it, and then it's somewhere in your head you think, oh, what's a great way to start my content? Okay, let me use this thing that I've seen. That's not how this content thing works. And I am particular about you because I believe that you have something valuable to share. That's why I want you to understand this. Somebody else wants to start creating content, maybe wants to start a YouTube channel, and then in their very first piece of content or their second one and their third one, they go, a lot of people have been asking me, when am I going to start my channel? A lot of people. You see, that bit of information is so cliche. And it probably doesn't apply to you. And it's not about the one thing that you say, it's about the mindset that is powering that one thing that's going to make sure you do not succeed. So how do you get it right? How do you start? And how do you crush this thing? First things first, the first rule of content is that you must have content. And it may sound as if I'm saying the same thing, but no, I am not saying the same thing. Especially if you want to produce valuable stuff, you must have something on your inside. Somebody met me outside of the conference where I spoke at the round table, for those of you who attended. And they asked me, I put that video up on one of my pages on Instagram, and they asked me, I have a calling. So how do I know who I am sent to? How do I know who I'm going to attend to, who I'm catering to, the audience that I'm supposed to be creating for? And my answer was simple. You are not sent to anybody that you have not become. So when I say your content, the primary rule of content is that you must have content. I'm speaking to what you are. And this is one thing that will ensure that you have longevity here. That you are not just a spark that entertains for like 2 weeks and you blow up overnight. You have 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, and then you enter into a period of nothingness. And you see them, you know them, people that will come up and they are like fireworks. They explode. The numbers come in, but then there's really no substance to keep them going. And so the engagement rates drop, and then you start asking yourself, this person, if let's say them buy followers, so how come they have this number? They must be bots. It's not bots. It's just a case of somebody, and it's not all the time. It's not all the time because we have to be kind to everyone when we make these sessions. But it's usually a case of starting out on something that's really explosive and running out of steam to continue that or to innovate around that subject. Are you getting what I'm saying? So how do you do this thing? How do you get started? You see what I do, you love it, you know you have value as well. How do you get started? I'm not talking about many things. There's a lot of YouTube videos to educate you on the kind of equipment to use, camera to buy, what lens. There's a lot of that. I am particular about the content that you are going to be putting out. And I don't mean the one that you create. I mean the one that you have. Is your life rich enough to sustain content consistently every single day for a 3-month period? Do you have something to say? Are you that involved, passionate and skilled at a particular subject, knowledgeable about a particular topic that you can put out content on it consistently every single day for 90 days? If you don't have it, if you are not that proficient, perhaps chill a bit, give yourself to learning. And in the process of learning, that becomes content for you. Because have you noticed that when you're learning about something, it's not just when you're creating or doing, when you are learning about something and you're really excited about it, you always tend to want to share. That's content. Content is the overflow of what is fully you. And in some ways, that's like ministry, because you don't give out of a cup that is still being filled. You give out of a cup that is full, and then the overflow blesses everyone else around you. That is how I'm particular about your longevity. I don't want you to be the twinkle, twinkle, little star that we're not going to find tomorrow. So, two things: passion and interest, because passion alone is not enough for you to start out any journey. Passion alone does not make anybody an authority. A lot of us are passionate about, if you are not, me personally, I'm passionate about making money. I would actually like to make a lot. I would actually like to have $1 billion in my account. I want to. We are all passionate about being stupendously rich, but not a lot of us know enough about money to be creating content on it. That's the truth. I'm passionate about living in the Bahamas. I'm passionate about, well, I want to be in Santorini. Can we talk about that? Right? I'm passionate about the soft life. I want to be somewhere on a beach in Ayanapa, somewhere, and just, twice, 6 months, twice every year. But then I don't know enough about it. So passion alone is not enough. Passion is not what separates people. There are many people who are passionate about the same things that you are passionate about, right? What separates people is skill and knowledge in that area that you are interested in or passionate about. And mind you, if your passion has not begun to passion you enough to want to know more about it, you are just interested, you're not passionate. Passion that does not fuel hunger to know, hunger to not just scavenge, like go out there and hunt for information on that thing, it's not yet passion. It's fake. It's false passion. It's the kind of passion that destroys communities. It's the kind of passion that fries the minds of young children. Because you're passionate about a subject, but you're not even educated on it. You are not driven to want to know more about it. That's a horrible bit of... It's dangerous. Don't make me speak English that I don't even know how to speak about. So your passion must be passioning you enough to want to delve into the idea, to know about it. There are some people that came into the faith, for example, they came in, they met Jesus, loved Jesus. You know, that early fire, that early passion. So I'm there, use and go start ministry. And then you will get into all kinds of pitfalls. So passion alone is not enough. Your passion to do two things. Number one, pursue you to find knowledge. And number two, pursue you to create a system for executing that knowledge. Two things, pursuit and structure. For some people, that second one, that's number two, that structure part can be found in submitting to some kind of a mentor, which then becomes a system of supervision to see that their passion is bridled, is harnessed properly. Because no matter how English is coming to my head, I'm not really good. I want to say, no matter how flamboyant passion seems, how explosive it seems, it still needs a bit of structure if it's going to achieve anything of long-lasting impact. Structure must be there. A system must be there, right? So if you're passionate about it, if you're really interested about that particular subject, it should drive you to become proficient and authority in that field. And I'm talking directly to people who have value to share. What are you deeply passionate about that you are also deeply proficient in, deeply knowledgeable in? A lot of people are passionate about marriage, about the subject of relationships, about family life, about politics. You don't have any numbers. You don't know any statistics. It's just you think. And the most dangerous ones are the ones that will tell you, do you know that 95% and that 95 is unsubstantiated, is not empirical. And this is the real danger there. Even if your position is credible, the problem is that because when you face a competent, foolish person, somebody whose argument is not even, is not the best, is not good in your view, for humanity, for the consumption of children, for the consumption of a society, somebody whose argument is really flawed. When you meet that person, but that person is experienced, has been in a lot of duels, is being mentored by principalities and powers in that their ring of foolishness, in quotes, right? Because in your view, their view is not valid. So in that their ring of invalidity, they have been mentored. They have answered, in arguments, there's this thing called frequently asked questions. They've come across many frequently asked questions from your side and have developed a system that attends to them. When you meet such a person in all their glory, by the time they are done with you, even the bystanders there, the spectators, those who are looking for which side to be on, you will be the reason they do not stand on your side. And it will take them a lot of time before they... Are you getting what I'm saying? I'm talking to value people who have value to give, people who want to be authorities in their space. The first rule of content is content. Your content is not passion alone. Your content is not delivery alone. These are different parts of it. Proficiency, actual knowledge. Chase. And then the second part of this content thing is authenticity. This is the one that a lot of people sacrifice when they go after that, the idea of, hello guys, welcome back to my youth. And I have been guilty of it as well. A few years ago, this is probably about 10 years ago or so, I used to be the biggest fan of Peter McKinnon. If you're a photographer here, you probably know Peter. Great guy, at least from what we see on the screen. I don't know him personally. He did not go to the same secondary school, you understand? He's Canadian. I've never been to Canada. I don't think he has ever been to my country as well, or any of the countries I've been in. But, really solid guy. And the reason we love Peter, you should check him out, is because of his personality. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. That's how he starts his videos, or he used to start his videos. Before him, I had never seen anybody do content like that. Never. With that experience. And when I wanted to start, that was because I had consumed so much of his content. That was how I wanted to start doing content. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Just a different variation, but you need to be convinced to convince others. When people watch your content, they don't know what is wrong, but they know something is off. Most of the time, when people stumble on a piece of content while they are doom scrolling, and they just keep scrolling, if you ask them, why didn't you like this? Because they can't point to, and so many of our decisions are made on a subconscious level. But then you can be doom scrolling, and then you come across somebody that you've never even encountered their content before. You don't know this creator, but it compels you to stay and to watch. And then when you're done watching, you may check out the person's page and find out that they have hundreds of thousands of followers. And it will not surprise you, because the same thing that stopped you dead in your tracks and compelled you to listen, the hook stopped you, the value kept you, you found yourself on their page, about to subscribe, about to follow, is the same thing that brought and kept a lot of other people. Authenticity. I don't think a lot of people believe that they are indeed special. And yes, they saw the thing as being boring. Yes, I'm not denying the fact that there are some people whose presentation is not, I'm not denying that fact. That truth exists, while this can also exist. But today, I'm not going to go into the details of, how to create content as a boring, in quote, as a boring person. We're not doing that. We're on this side, right? Authenticity. If you have content and you are unapologetically authentic. You see me, one of my superpower in this life is that I'm a shameless man. No, I don't think you understand. We don't have shame. You can see me, especially if you follow me on somewhere like Instagram, I sing. And I cannot sing. Sing this. I don't have the talent. Me, I will shameless. If you see me where they dance like this, I cannot dance to save my life, but will I try? You will never find me trying to follow after another person's pattern. And guess what? When you find your pattern and stand in it, all of a sudden, every other person wants to be like you. Every other person wants to talk like you. Every other person wants to do what you are doing. Because human beings, we are very, very quick to emulate. Nobody, or at least not a lot of people, think to imagine. We always want to copy. And there's nothing wrong with copying if you're good at it. But many of us are not even good at copying. So if I turn this into a really long podcast, I don't think I've done a video like this in a long time, or a long video like this. Let me know if you enjoy these longer forms of content. I'm open to make it. Talking is my superpower, right? When it comes to the knowledge communication thing, I talk. So I try to keep it down to 7-8 minutes because I feel like It's good for you. But if you want these longer ones, oh, we can do that. We can do that, my dear. Right? But if there's nothing that you've taken out of this, take these two things out. Number one, if you want to create content, please have content. And number two, your delivery and presentation. Then these two things will be subject to evolution over time. And over time here on this channel, we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. However, these two things you have to lock down to be able to secure your initial market share, your initial community. Those first 1,000, 2,000 people that are really all about you. There's this thing I used to talk to myself about. I used to ask myself, even when I had less than 30,000 followers, less than 10,000, please take note of this. These people that are currently following me, they have faves. Right? They just discovered me as a new creator, but they have faves. They have faves with over 1 million followers, with over some of them said they follow somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo with over 400 million. So they have faves. I'm not the first person they followed. They get people where they actually stand. What I ask myself is this: if there were a law that you should not follow, in fact, you can't follow more than 3 people on Instagram, or you can't subscribe to more than 3 channels on YouTube. So that would mean that they would unfollow people. Will I make their top 3? I want to be so valuable to people in my community that they treat me like Bible app when they are deleting apps to clear space on their phone. Do you get that? Others can go, but I will feel guilty about removing this one, because this one, if I remove him, then I'll be judging myself. Don't I want my life to go front? Why am I living with somebody who is committed to making me better? That's how I viewed my content. That's how I viewed my work. And I think that you should be committed to filling yourself up so that you can then fill others up to that exact degree or somewhere around that vicinity. And then secondly, be authentic. There is a market for your personality. You didn't get that. But I'll leave you to feed on that. I'll leave you to shalom on that a little bit. If you're yet to register for my conference, Beyond Conversation, no matter where you are in the world, this one is virtual. Please go ahead, click the link in the description. I'll leave it down there. Get a ticket. Ticket only costs $1. You don't have any reason to not be there. It's going to be very deep, very immersive, and we're going to have a fantastic time. It's going to be the most immersive virtual experience you've ever had. 3 days, 3 hours every day, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time, November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Link is in the bio. Get it. If you live in Lagos, Nigeria, you can get one of the 100 seats that are available for on-site attendance using the same link as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one. As usual, don't mention no. We don't do that here.